Hello, 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 hello. I am so excited. It's Monday. Mondays are like, I just love Mondays. Probably because I get to stay at home and I don't actually have to go somewhere. So I just think Mondays are fabulous. And Mondays always feel like, to me, a fresh start, right? Like how many people have said, I'm going to start that on Monday. So happy Monday. My name is Hilary Thompson. I am a very, very blessed Emerald Ambassador here in Minnesota. I live in a very small town in southeastern Minnesota, and I'm a mama to 3 beautiful babies. I have 2 sons. My oldest is 8. His name is Bryson. I have a daughter named Brinley, who is 6. And I have a little warrior miracle baby named Hendrix, who is 10 months old, almost 11 months old already. I have been with Plexus a little over 4 years. And when I first came to Plexus, to say I was broken would be an understatement. I was a struggling single mom. I had just closed the doors on a brick and mortar traditional business. I love decorating and design, and I had a retail space. And being a single mom and trying to pay for daycare and all of the overhead, it was just too much. And I literally lost tens of thousands of dollars. I was consulting with bankruptcy lawyers. I had tons and tons of health issues, right? Like my entire life, I guess really, I shouldn't say my entire, like starting in 9th grade, I was a subject of bullies. And it really started a progression of a very, very negative mindset. And I did not value myself whatsoever. And that just kind of kept building and building and building on through the years. So I was broken, very, very broken. And I did not see any value in myself. I did not believe without, I had no belief that these products were actually going to help me. I was doctoring at the Mayo Clinic, and they weren't helping me, essentially, like what I was dealing with. There's no cure for it, digestive issues. And I had come to the agreement with myself that this was my life and this is the way I was going to have to live it. I was going to have to be miserable. I was going to have to be constantly nauseous. I was never going to amount to anything. I had all of these just negative thoughts going through my mind, right? Well, fast forward 4 years later, and I have grown and blossomed, and I can say I love me. I don't like me every day, but I definitely love me, and I love the person I've become, and I strive every single day, and I pray at night that tomorrow I will be better than I was today. So what I want to share with all of you today is a book that really transformed my life, and something that I have built off of for the last, let's see, I'm 36, and I found this book at 18. So the last 18 years of my life, I've always come back to this book. And mindset. Okay, mindset. And you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, another video about mindset. I think I've heard it all. I have to believe. I mean, I'm the person that I'm the 4 pillars of belief, right? Like I have always felt that way, especially, you have to believe in the social marketing aspect. You have to believe in the company that you're a part of, in the compensation plan. You have to believe in the products that you're representing. But most importantly, you have to believe in yourself, right? So you've heard all this stuff before, mindset. I'm going to actually, I have some notes here because my team knows I have a little bit of squirrel syndrome. I lovingly refer to it as. But I really want to give you, first of all, the definition of mindset. And that is the established set of attitudes that are held by someone. Okay, that's your mindset, your attitudes / your agreements, right? What are you agreeing that your life is? So the definition of an attitude is a settled way of thinking or feeling about someone or something, typically one that is reflected in a person's behavior, right? So our mindset comes through in our behavior because it's what we believe our worth. It's like the price tag that we put on ourselves. If we have a low price tag, you're going to keep getting low people in your life, right? You don't value yourself. You don't think that you're worth more, okay? And this is actually, it goes even further to, how you position your body. Your self-confidence is manifested by your appearance or behavior, right? And that all comes from our mindset. So how do we develop our mindset? How does this come into play? Well, I believe it's through agreements that we've made about ourselves that we've turned into that's our reality. So, like I said, there is this wonderful book, and it's called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I'm going to go over each of the agreements and show you how that plays into your Plexus business also, not just your life, but into your business. The first one is to be impeccable with your word. Okay? First agreement, be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid, this is a tough one, avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Our words are powerful. Our thoughts are powerful, so incredibly powerful. And we always should be striving to be speaking with that integrity, to want to bring people into this business, not for ourselves, but for them, to help them see the value in themselves, right? The purpose-driven prospecting, leading with your why always, using your words, sharing your story to touch other people's lives. And being impeccable with your word too, I want to talk really quick about social media posts, right? I want to encourage you all to use your own voice. Yes, it's great to use posts that other people have, but be you. Use your authentic voice. And we always can improve. We always can improve, okay? The second one, and this is a hard one, is don't take anything personally, okay? Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. Ooh, right? Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. That rings so true when you're reaching out to people and people tell you no. Don't take it personally. It's not about you. It's about them and where they're at in their own belief system. They more than likely don't believe that they're worth it, that there is something out there that is actually going to change their reality. They are sometimes in a fixed mindset. They don't have that growth mindset. So don't take it personally. Just be impeccable with your word, share from your heart and with integrity, lead with your why, and know that you are giving your best, right? You are just wanting to help them, okay? This is for people that quit too, people that start the products or even start the business and quit. Don't take that personally. Yes, we probably can do some self-reflection and maybe, we could have had a better onboarding process or we could have sent them better information. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's their own reality. It's their world and their belief system. So you just love them where they are. And I'm going to tell you right now, they more than likely will come around. They'll come around to you when they're ready. I have a girl on my team right now who is a level 3, and she is a rock star, She actually was one of my customers and she quit. I did everything that I could. I went to her house. I tried to troubleshoot with her on the products, but it just wasn't her time. So I didn't have to take that personally. I did what I could, but it was her reality for the moment. She wasn't ready. She came back around, right, and joined my team under her sister-in-law, and she's rocking and rolling. And it's her reality, right? It's the world that she's living in, and you just love people where they are, okay? The third one is don't make assumptions. I feel like this is the most important one for your business as far as growth is concerned. And this says, find the courage to ask questions and to express what we really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. You don't want any drama, right? With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. And I believe that with just this one agreement, communication is so important, right? And finding the courage. I know for me, when I first started, you get those customers or first ambassadors, and you're just so excited that they're there that you kind of are like, oh, I don't know, I don't really want to check in with them because I don't want them to tell me that it's not working, right? Because then that might be a reflection of me. That's what I used to think. Um, or, when you're sending messages to people and their little head pops up and you know that they read it and they don't reply to you. This is an easy one to start not being impeccable with your word and using the word to speak against yourself with this one here, because you can go in a spiral of, oh, they probably think I'm silly for sending them a message. They probably think I'm crazy for doing this network marketing stuff. You know what? They're probably right. I am crazy. I can't do this. I'm worthless. And you get in this spiral and spin downward, all by making assumptions. You know what? Maybe Susie Q, who you messaged, that popped up and she's got 7 kids and they're crazy running around, or she's trying to make supper or do something else. And she read it and she meant to reply to you and she just forgot. And you are sitting there beating yourself up, making assumptions that aren't true. You're not being impeccable with your word. You're using the word to speak against yourself. You're taking it personally. You're beating yourself up, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. And this goes to for posts that people aren't engaging on with you. I promise you, they are watching. They are. Oftentimes, what happens is, again, people don't see the value within themselves. Sometimes they really, really struggle with that. So they don't believe that this is something that could work for them. They don't believe that this is an opportunity that they can be a part of, that they can participate in, right? So you have to be impeccable with that word, speak your truth, and communicate to them. So when you're sending messages out to them, also keep that in mind, right? Be really, really thoughtful and purpose-driven prospecting, right? Sharing why you're doing what you're doing, why you want to include them along this journey. Add value into them, speak life into them, use your words as power to fuel them, to help inspire them. And you know what? They may not still join you, but that's okay. You have blessed them and you have planted a little seed inside themselves that they can continue to go back to and say, what if Hilary sees value in me? What if I saw value in myself a little bit, right? So don't make assumptions when you're doing your Franks list, when you're going to reach out to people. Don't put your intentions or your worries or your fears attached to it, right? Because that's not what this is about. It's not about us. It's about them. It's about the thousands of people that go to bed every night praying to God for an answer. I truly believe we have that answer. So throw your ego out, get over yourself, And know that this is bigger than you. And please know that while I'm sharing this, I can say these things and I can share this way and know that it's truth because I was there. And you know what? Every single day, I still have to make the choice. I choose happiness. I choose to be impeccable with my word, to not make those assumptions, to not take things personally. Do I fail sometimes? Absolutely. Do I sometimes look at other people and their journey and compare my chapter 5 to their chapter 20? Absolutely. But what I do know is these truths, and I can come back to them. And the greatest one is that God loves me, and I am a daughter of the Most High, and He loves me. And He looked at this world and He thought, this world needs a Hilary. And the same is true for you. He looked at you and thought, this world needs you. So don't make assumptions. Don't beat yourself up, and just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Don't prejudge people. Just keep going. Keep swimming, as Dory says, right? Keep swimming. And the last one, always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. But under any circumstances, simply do your best and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Isn't that the truth? Some days, you know what, we're crushing our IPAs and we can send out 50 messages and the kids are listening and everything's good and great. And some days we don't feel good and we're not able to send out, but we need to try our best. Even on the days where we don't feel good, we need to give it our all. But we also need to offer ourselves grace and not be so hard on ourselves. This is for rank advancements, goals, all that. Don't start a pity party. Don't start feeling sorry for yourself. Put on your big girl panties. You can do this. You can do this. There is nothing different between me and you. I've just been told no more. I have, put my nose to the grindstone. I've had more people say yes, and it'll happen for you. If you are consistent and if you have these beliefs, I promise you it will happen. And I can also promise you that you are with the best company, that you are exactly where you are meant to be. And that everything that you see as a setback is not a setback. You are just being set up to be launched into greatness, right? When I found out last year that my son had gastroschisis, meaning his bowels, his large and small intestine, were outside of his body. Outside of his body. I didn't know what that meant. I'd never heard of that before. And in that first few moments, I thought, he's going to die. He's not going to make it. Like, how is this even possible? But then I went back to these agreements. I went back to the way that I try as hard as I can to live my own truth. And that is that things don't happen to us, they happen for us. So you look at every single no, every single opportunity, every single person that is put in your path, every time you've been told no, every time you've been told yes, as an opportunity to grow and to learn. And you know what? I will never, ever let you regret anything in life unless you don't learn from it. If you do not learn from it, then you better believe you can regret it. But otherwise, we just keep going and we take that reflection and we learn and we grow. And the power of our mind, I say this all the time. And I don't know if I'm the one who said it or what, but I'm going to claim it as my own. But what you think about, you bring about. I have said that for a very, very long time, and it is the truth. And you can test it by thinking about somebody that you haven't seen in a very, very long time. And I can guarantee within the next 3-5 days max, they will come into your life in some way, shape, or form. Either their Facebook story will pop up on the wall, you'll run into them if they're local, a song will come on that you haven't heard forever, reminds you of them. Whatever you think about, you bring about. So if you see yourself as victorious, as you see yourself as worthy, and you know your value, You speak life into yourself. You are impeccable with your word. You do not speak negatively about yourself or others. You do not take things personally. You do not make assumptions, and you always do your best. Always, always do your best. You cannot fail. You will not fail. You will persevere. And that goal and that dream and that purpose and that feeling that you have had inside of you since you were born will come out. Because you know what? I see Plexus as a vehicle for my purpose and to share my experiences and to be able to empathize with other people. God did those things for me. Better believe there were times I looked at God and I shook my fist and I said, I can't believe you would do this to me. I can't believe you let me down. I can't believe that I cannot find love. I can't believe that all of these things, right? But when I turned that around and I said, thank you, God. Every time our relationship ended or I made a mistake and it was turned around in some way, shape, or form, and you started to see, and sometimes we don't see, sometimes we don't know, and that's okay. But please know that you are worth this. You are worth it. You deserve health and happiness in everything that you have ever felt inside your soul. That's your purpose. Lead with that. Run your business with that. Share that with people. That's yours. That is unique to you. That is going to attract other people to you. Your story, your purpose, your why. Share that. Don't be somebody else. Be you. So that's what I have for you. And I wish you all nothing but the best in health and happiness. And I pray to God that you see the value in yourselves and that you work very, very hard to live these agreements. Thank you so much and have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous week. Abundant love and blessings. And I can't wait to see what's